So I wanted to talk about Qlik Connect. It was Qlik World. It's now being rebranded as Qlik Connect with the acquisition of Talend.
Yep.
We first met each other last year at Qlik Connect. It's coming up in June. Why do you, as a partner and a user of Qlik, why do you see it important for our customers to attend this event?
Great question. So if I had to really distill that down, I would say to see what's possible, to understand the art of what's possible in this technology stack, and to understand how you can get value out of your investment in Qlik if you're an existing customer. So, for me, the conference is sort of a one-stop shop for everything from the strategic vision of Qlik as a whole and as a technology, the product roadmap, and then you start getting further into the weeds. The breakout sessions are amazing for seeing real use cases of how people are implementing the technology and getting value out of the solution. And yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me is I always leave a little bit inspired because I've seen what someone else is doing that I hadn't thought of or I hadn't seen or heard of before. So I always leave there with new ideas. As a service provider, we leave with those ideas and we're immediately thinking which customers might get value out of those ideas. So yeah, it's an inspirational kind of few days for us.
Scott, also, what have been your favorite parts about the Qlik conferences and events that you've been to in the past?
So a big one for me is actually the vendor hall. And what I really like about the vendor hall is, it's a bit unstructured and open format. We're not having to listen to, a presentation for an hour. You can roam the floor, go and find people that you want to talk to, vendors that you're interested in. There's stalls in there for different Qlik teams, which I love. So you can go talk to the machine learning auto ML product team or go talk to the app automation team. And then there's third-party vendors in there. So some are service providers that help people get value out of the Qlik platform, and others have third-party products and integrations. And yeah, I always find just, wandering up to the stalls, asking people about their product, what you can do with it. And you often then meet other Qlik users and you start chatting to them about, why are you interested? Why are you talking to this guy? And you start hearing about their use cases. So it's just a sort of open form, casual event where you can sort of go and, follow your nose and see what you find. And you always discover something. You'll meet great people, chat to vendors. And again, it just builds the art of what's possible. You go and meet some third-party vendors and you'd never thought that there was, this particular product or tool that would integrate with Qlik's platform, and it starts you thinking about what's possible.
One of my favorite parts is some of what you said is you can wander around, but like when we eat, when there's snacks, because listen, if you go to this thing, you will most likely gain weight because there's always snacks laying around, right? But one of my favorite things is just picking. Everybody loves to stay with who they know, but last year, being a part of Qlik, I wandered to different tables and I just plopped down and be like, so you use Qlik. Tell me how you're using it. Tell me your story. Tell me what's exciting for you. And just sitting about hearing those stories, right? And you were saying getting inspired is some of the best part because they're using it in a specific way that you might be using it, but they've done something just ever so slightly different that is like a light bulb goes off in your brain and you're like, oh my gosh, I never thought about that. And you're networking and you're connecting and you're looping back to them after. Tell me that again. Show me how you're doing that. And there's just such this camaraderie there of like sharing ideas about like, we ran into that problem, this is how we overcame it, or we haven't run into that problem yet, but we were about to go down that avenue. That is my favorite part of just letting people open up and share their stories about just not from the stage too, just like in those little sessions as they're walking to rooms about like, hey, this was our issue. So encouragement to everybody, if you go, ask people questions that are sitting next to you that you might be nervous to talk to, but we're all there using the same product and excited to be there. So that's that. My last question would be, we have some people probably looking at this, looking at budget right now. They're on the fence, not sure if they should go or not. What would you say to those people kind of sitting on the fence?
it's a great opportunity to sort of break out of your silo, right? If you're an analytics team manager or a developer or a consultant, you only know what you know. You only know what you're exposed to. It's just a great opportunity to break out of that silo and go and meet others and see the product and hear about where it's going and sort of get a bit of bigger picture thinking, bigger picture ideas, I mean, if you want to be a football player, you can't just train in your backyard forever by yourself, right? You need to go to training camp. You need to see what others do, learn from others, and absorb the bigger picture. And so that's kind of the analogy for me. It's go and throw yourself in the mix, see what's going on, hear what's going on. It's the conference is short. It's over a few days, but it's absolutely jam-packed. So, there's good value there. And yeah, you get to go to Orlando. So,
well, Scott, thanks so much for taking some time talking through with me. I'm excited to see you at Qlik Connect on June 3rd and 5th, and we'll get to meet up there. Everybody, Scott will be walking around. He'll be in a really nice looking suit because he always is. And then if you're not sure, he'll talk and then you'll hear the accent and you'll know it's him. So make sure to look him up as he's walking around. Pomerol has some great features too. We'll make sure to link to them. But Scott, thanks so much for being here today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, Kurt. Always a pleasure.